some questions based on compound interest. In case of compound interest, the interest is charged on interest. Questions based on compound interest can be calculated using the formula A is equal to, where A is the amount, P, where P is the principal, 1 plus R by 100, where R is the rate, raised to power T, where T is the time period. But using this method in a competitive exam can be very time consuming. Let us see a shorter way of doing such problems. Let's take an example. What will be the compound interest accrued on a sum of Rs 21,600 in 3 years at 16.2/3% per annum? Here in this question, the rate is given as 16.2/3%. That can be approximated as 1/6. Because if we calculate the fraction of 16 on 100, it will approximately come as 1/6. Time is given as equal to 3 years. And the initial amount, that means the principal, is given to be here equal to Rs 21,600. We can call this as P. According to the formula, compound interest will be equal to, so we have a new formula for compound interest which will be useful in competitive examinations, and this formula is 3A plus 2B plus 1C plus B. And this particular formula is used when the time period is equal to 3 years. Also, important thing to note here is that A will be equal to 1/6 of B. We are taking 1/6 here because this rate here, we have seen that this is equal to 1/6. B will be equal to 1/6 of A, and C will be equal to 1/6 of B. So we can calculate A as 1/6 of B. That means 1/6 of 21,600. So that will be equal to 3,600. And B will be equal to 1/6 of A. That means 1/6 multiplied by 3,600. So that is equal to 600. And C will be equal to 1/6 of B. That means 1/6 of 600. That will be equal to 100. So if we put the values here in this formula, compound interest will be equal to thrice of A. That means thrice of 3,600 plus twice of B, that is 600, plus C, that is 100, plus B, that is 600. So this will be equal to 10,800 plus 1,200 plus 100 plus 600. So this will be equal to 12,700. We are able to arrive at this formula because in the first year, for the first year we will have compound interest and simple interest is same. In the second year, we'll have compound interest includes simple interest of second year and interest on the interest of the first year. Also, in the third year, compound interest includes simple interest for the third year, interest on simple interest of the first year, interest on simple interest of second year, and interest on the extra interest of second year which was calculated on the simple interest of first year. Combining all these, we get formula for compound interest as 3a plus 2b plus c plus b. This is for 3 years. Let's take one more question. Let's do this question. Here we have to find the compound interest on rupees 6,400 at 12.5% per annum for 2 years. Let's solve this question. Here, let the principal P be equal to rupees 6,400. Rate is given as 12.5%, which is calculated on 100, and the fraction comes as 1/8, and time here is given as 2 years. For 2 years, compound interest will be given by, the formula becomes 2a plus b. So this formula is used when the time is 2 years. And here a will be equal to 1/8b and b is equal to 1/8a. This implies a is equal to 1/8 of b, that is 6,400. So that will be equal to 800, and b is equal to 1/8 of a, that is 1/8 of 800, that is equal to 100. So from this formula, very easily we can calculate the compound interest here for 2 years as twice of a, that is 800, plus b, that is 100. So this is equal to 1600 plus 100 is equal to 1700. Let's take the next example. Find the compound interest on rupees 51,200 at 12.5% per annum for 3 years. Here, let's take the principal P as, the principal here is 51,200. The rate is 12.5%, which when calculated as a fraction on 100 comes as, approximately this will be equal to 1/8, and time here is given as 3 years. As we have already discussed, the formula for compound interest here will be 3a plus 2b plus c plus b. And once again, here our a will be equal to 1/8 of p, that is equal to 1/8, and p here is 51,200, that will be equal to 6,400, and b will be equal to 1/8 of a, that will be equal to 1/8 multiplied by 6,400, that is equal to 800. C will be equal to 1/8 of b, that will be equal to 1/8 of 800, so that is equal to 100. So, calculating compound interest here, compound interest will be equal to thrice of a, so that is thrice of 6,400, plus twice of b, so that is twice of 800, plus c, that is 100, plus B, that is 800. So this implies when calculated, compound interest comes as, here we will have 19,200 plus 1,600 plus 100 plus 800. When calculated, this will come as compound interest is equal to rupees 21,700. Let's take question number 3. Find the compound interest on rupees 10,000 for 3 years if the rate of interest is 4% in the first year, 5% in the second year, and 6% in the third year. So here in this question, the principal is equal to rupees 10,000 and the time here is given as equal to 3 years, and also the rate of interest is variable. In first year, the rate of interest here is given as 4%. In the second year, the rate of interest is given as 5%, and in the third year, so this is our third year, the rate of interest is given as 6%. Since we have different rates of interest for 3 years, we will have 3 different values of A for 3 years. So what that means is that A1 is equal to 4% of 10,000. So that is, when calculated, this comes as 4 by 100 multiplied by 10,000. So that is equal to 400. A2 is equal to 5% of 10,000. So that is equal to 5 by 100 multiplied by 10,000. That is equal to 500. A3 is equal to 6% of 10,000. That is equal to 6 by 100 multiplied with 10,000. That will be equal to 600. Next, we will have B1 is equal to 5% of A1, that is 400. So when this is calculated, this comes as 5 by 100 multiplied with 400. So this will be 20. B2 will be equal to 6% of A2, that will be 500. So this will be equal to 6 by 100 multiplied with 500 is equal to 30. And B3 will be equal to 6% of A1, that is 400. So this will be equal to 6 by 100 multiplied with 400, that is equal to 24. And C will be equal to 6% of B1, that is 20. So this is equal to 6 by 100 multiplied with 20. So that is equal to 1.2. So here, compound interest will be equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus C. So that is 400 plus 500 plus 600 plus 20 plus 30 plus 24. When this is calculated, this will come as rupees 1575.20. Let's do one more question. Difference of compound interest and simple interest for 3 years is rupees 57. If the rate of compound interest per annum is 16.2 by 3%, find the principal amount. So here we have to find the principal amount. For this question, let the principal be equal to P. Rate of interest is 16.2 by 3%. This, when calculated on a fraction of 100, is 1 by 6. Time is equal to 3 years. And we know that when time is equal to 3 years, the formula for compound interest is 3a plus 2b plus c plus b, and a will be equal to 1 by 6 of b, that is equal to 1. And a will be equal to 1 by 6 of b. B will be equal to 1 by 6 of a, so that is 1 by 6 of 1 by 6 p, which is equal to p by 36. Similarly, C will be equal to 1 by 6 of B, so that is 1 by 6 multiplied by P by 36 is equal to P by 216. So compound interest is equal to 3a plus 2b plus c plus b. This implies compound interest is equal to 3a plus 3b plus c. So this implies compound interest is equal to thrice of, in place of a, we can write 1 by 6p plus thrice of b. In place of b, we can write p by 36 plus c. In place of c, we can write p by 216. Also, simple interest here will be equal to 3a, so that will be equal to thrice of a. So a is 1 by 6p equal to p by 2. Now the difference of compound interest minus simple interest will be equal to this value minus this value, so that will be, now the first value here can be simplified as p by 2 plus p by 12 plus p by 216 minus the simple interest is p by 2. These two can get cancelled. This implies 57 is equal to, if you take the LCM of 12 and 216, we get this as 216, so this will become equal to 18p plus p. This implies 57 is equal to 19p plus 216. So this implies p is equal to 216 multiplied by 57 by 19. So when calculated, this will come as principal is equal to rupees 648.